Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. Health Minister Milan Kujundžić has come under fire for threatening to strip Željko Jovanović, Ines Strenja-Linić and Božo Petrov of their doctor's licenses for statements they made after the tragic death of a 22-year-old man in Zaprešić over a week ago. An investigation cleared Minister Kujundžić of political responsibility, while an autopsy showed the man died from asthmatic bronchitis and an unidentified heart defect.
The threats made by Minister Kujundžić to take away the medical licenses from Strenja-Linić, Petrov and myself not only pose a threat to us, but to the Croatian public as well. I believe that he has completely lost his senses due to the stresses of being minister, and this has affected his logic and his ability to draw conclusions. This inability to make logical decisions under stress puts the entire health system in danger because important decisions must be made on a daily basis.
Meanwhile, the Živi zid and most parties were quick to react to the minister's statements. Živi zid say they blame Minister Kujundžić for countless other deaths due to long waiting lists and a chronic lack of equipment and medical professionals.
Minister Kujundžić should stick to his word because he said he'd resign if it was proven that people die because of the current system. People die every day because of the system. 14,000 people die of cancer each year in Croatia. We're among the worst in Europe. How would they not die when the public healthcare system schedules appointments in 6 months to 2 years' time? People would die 2 or 3 times before then. Everybody knows that. I think Minister Kujundžić's statements and actions belong under the heading "Believe it or not." We, on the other hand, will concentrate on presenting concrete reasons why we believe Minister Kujundžić should no longer be minister.
Union leaders at the troubled Uljanik shipyard have confirmed that 4,500 workers will go on strike on Wednesday morning in Pula and Rijeka over unpaid salaries. And with no solution in sight, unionists blame management and the government for the standstill.
We've been told that they can't promise that salaries will be paid tomorrow or in the coming days. They hope this will be resolved as soon as possible, but we can say that a solution has not been reached and that we are forced to take action. The strike will begin at 7 o'clock in the morning. We ask workers to conduct themselves with respect and discipline. At the same time, we must be unified in fighting for our rights and for our salaries.
For his part, Economy Minister Darko Horvat says the government is working on a solution to the impasse and that several options are on the table, including a loan from the Croatian Bank for reconstruction and development.
Minister Marić, myself and the Prime Minister are working together with workers and the management to find a legitimate model whereby we can secure at least 2 months' salaries. Also, a response from Brussels regarding the restructuring plan for the company hinges on our next steps.
In related news, around 800 workers at the Brodo Trogir shipyard are also waiting on last month's salaries. The company has been suffering from a lack of liquidity over the past few months, and despite some occasional delays, salaries have always been paid in full. Union leaders say they will go on strike in 5 days' time if salaries are not paid by the end of the week.
We don't know if we'll get paid or not by the end of the week. That's up to them. But the situation in general is terrible. There are no boats to build, so there's no work. There's nothing else to say. Who knows what will happen? We'll have to survive somehow. My salary has been lowered by at least 20 to 30%. When you rely on the same amount from month to month, you can imagine how this can affect our household budget.
Taking a quick look at sports and football, Dinamo Zagreb traveled to Bern, Switzerland this morning ahead of Wednesday's 4th and final round of qualifications for the Champions League against Young Boys. Tomorrow's game gets underway at 9 p.m. in the Swiss capital, while the return leg will be played in Zagreb on August 28th.
We know they're a great team. They're very active and they've played together for a long time. They're always a dangerous team at home because of the artificial grass and their fans. They are a tough opponent, just like the other teams we have faced in qualifications. If we are to win tomorrow, we need to be almost perfect.
The weather forecast for tomorrow calls for sunny skies and hot. Increased cloud cover in the afternoon could lead to isolated showers and thunderstorms in continental regions. The Adriatic coast can expect weak to moderate northeasterly winds, especially near the Velebit Channel, with a westerly and northwesterly after midday. Morning lows of 14 to 19 degrees in the interior and from 22 to 27 on the coast will give way to highs of 30 to 35 degrees Celsius around the country. Increasingly unstable weather is in the forecast for the days ahead for areas of the interior. Sunny and hot weather looks to be replaced by showers and thunderstorms beginning in western areas on Friday afternoon and into Saturday. Weak to moderate southwesterly and southerly winds are expected. And the Adriatic coast will also be sunny and hot until Friday. A drop in temperatures will come on Saturday with rain and thunderstorms on the northern coast. A weak to moderate northeasterly will be replaced by southeasterly and southwesterly on Saturday. And finally, a reminder that a more detailed forecast for towns, cities, and regions throughout Croatia in English and German is available on the HRT Meteo application. Along with weather forecasts, the application also provides the latest traffic reports and webcams from the Croatian Automobile Club. And that brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow night.